Welcome back to Trad Rod and Custom. I am Oliver, and today we're going to be working on the body swap for Dad's shoebox. You're not going to want to miss this one. So what I'm going to do is reintroduce this build a little bit. I'm not sure that all of you know this build. I've done some videos on it in the past. There's about to be a lot of content on it because this thing is going to be running, driving, and painted and body swapped this spring. So this is about to get hot and heavy on this car. I do have a shop day coming up on the Roadster still, so don't worry, we are still working on that. But for this one, I got my buddy Dave coming over. We're going to pull the front clip, pull the motor and tranny, and pull all the body mounts. And then this thing gets hauled back over to Mom and Dad's place where my 54 Ford is sitting. And we're gonna yank all that apart, put this motor with that tranny, that car. So that car is my first car. That 54 Ford is my first car. I drove it in high school. I got it when I was 14. There's a long story behind all that, but my dad and I went and looked at this car down the street back then to see if we could body swap it and make my four-door car a coupe. And you know, fast forward 10 years and I ended up buying this car for $300, and I ended up giving it to my dad for Christmas. My brother and I did. My brother helped pay for the motor. He and I went in halves on the motor, and then we gifted the car to my dad for Christmas a couple years back, 2-3 years back. And it's just been going on long enough. I want to get the thing done. I want Dad to be able to enjoy it. He's 84. He's a very spry 84, but he's 84, and I just want him to have it, enjoy it, and build him a cool hot rod. So what's going to happen is this is going to get body swapped. We're going to use the 54 Ford front end because the front end on a 54 Ford is 1.5 inches longer. It's going to have French headlights. It's going to have a 55 Ford grill, which we have over here. That'll be customized in. It'll be nosed. It'll be decked. It'll get hand punched louvers in the hood. And it'll be running this 292 Y block with triple deuce Offenhauser intake with the 54 Fords, 3 on the tree, 3-speed with overdrive, and all the stock running gear on that. Then we're going to swap out to Aerostar van front coils to lower the front, 1.5 inches or whatever it does, give it a little rake. There's a bunch of rust repair to do, some custom work to do, but basically we're going to take the best parts from both cars. Yeah, that's where we're at, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying the build. As much as Dad is in the loop on this car, he's not, you know, other than watching the videos, which he probably is going to do, he's not like over here part of the daily progress on it. So parts of this will be a little bit of a surprise for him. And yeah, I love you, Dad, and I hope you enjoy it. I need a name for this. We need a name for Dad's shoebox. I don't know if we want to call it Dad's shoebox. In the comments. Put down in the comments what you guys want to name. This one's already broke here. Yeah, they weren't in very well. And guys, front clip we got off. We got the motor out and off the tranny, so we can do our rattle can rebuild. We're going to be doing this Ford blue with engine gloss clear. Take the intake off, get it all cleaned up, get it painted up real pretty. It's got a reman water pump on it, we saw, and it's got a little reman tag on the head, so the heads might have been done. Okay guys, as you saw, we pulled the front clip, yanked the motor, broke it apart from the tranny, got it on the stand. What you guys might have missed is the fact that the memory card got full. I had to do a little dump, data dump, and you guys missed some little bits there. I'm really sorry. I'm not perfect. Made a mistake. That'll teach me to have multiple camera angles, I guess. But anyway, next step, we are going to pull this intake and we're going to start cleaning this up. This thing is getting a rattle can rebuild. Now, according to this little tag down here, it's already been rebuilt. At least the heads have been. And we've got a reman water pump on here. This intake's going to get cleaned up. We're gonna get this thing looking as good as we can, though. I'm not going crazy, but get it looking pretty darn good before we put it in the 54 Ford chassis. So next step, get this cleaned up and painted with aluminum intakes. Take them loose on the outsides first. Sometimes things can move a little bit. If you relieve tension on the inside first, you can create a little bit of a pressure sometimes. Makes me wonder what cam's in this thing. Rotate the motor. Now that I've put my little table here right in the way. Oh, she's heavy. Coolant. Quick, get a bucket. You take all the aluminum stuff off. You don't try to mask it. It's going to look like crap. Take all the aluminum stuff off and you tape it off just like it would be at the machine shop. Pickup tube's a little bent up. That's not too good. It's a front sump pin though, so I've probably got 2 or 3 of those. Might swap that tube out. I keep my Y-block stuff pretty handy. Let's see. We got some good valve covers here we'll probably use on that motor. What we're going to do is replace this. It's got a kink, 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 and then it's kinked here and it's kinked back here. I don't want restricted oil flow, so I'll loosen it up here and here. We'll pull it off. This is a front sump pan. I also own pickup pans, which are rear sump, but I'm saving those for earlier Fords. The 54 chassis this is going to go in was made for a front sump pan, so let's just use it. Drippy drip. Some sludge in the bottom of the pan, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, that's a lot nicer. A lot nicer. Maybe we should just, well, should we clean up and use this pan? How nice is it? Spared you guys most of the cleanup on this pan, but we got it pretty good. Got it all tidied up inside. Got the screen all cleaned out. Everything's looking pretty good. Track down the gasket. So what I'm going to do is get this off the car. I'm going to paint the pan. And we're not getting like crazy anal with this thing, but we also don't want to just leave road debris on the engine. This is a little Prep-All wax and grease remover. Give it a nice wipe down. I'll do 2 coats, let it sit for 15 minutes, come back and do another couple coats. Keeping the coats real light, that way you don't get runs and stuff. Again, not going for perfect, going for pretty decent looking. We got to clean up the intake. It looks like crap, and I want to pull the carbs apart and take a look at the power valves and see what's in there. They also ran the fuel through each carb, which is the wrong way to do that. You want to run a fuel log. So we have a 3-port fuel log we'll be running for that, and yeah, happy with the color. Decided to go with the non-PVC vent system. I did a little research last night and determined that it's not really necessary for this engine. On a Y block, Plus it gives me a nice earlier look. So I'll slip this on there, get it out of our way. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll start cleaning up. We'll start cleaning up this side for paint. Okay. That part's done. So, on this side we've got a broken off exhaust manifold bolt. So what we're going to do, take our center punch, right in the middle of there. Right in the middle. And we're going to drill it. Which I think the smallest size will work. I believe it will. As long as we go to the next drill bit up and step it into there and have it good and centered. Alright. Try not to break this off now. I don't know if you guys can see that real well, but this thing threads the opposite direction. It's fluted, threads the opposite direction of a screw or a bolt to try to help you get it twisted out. You got to watch the rotation from this to this because you'll break these right off too if you're not careful. I'm seeing no movement. None. That sucks. Well, let's drill down a little bit more. A bit of rotation there without any rotation down there. And that's what you got to be careful of doing too much of because it'll just snap right off. Just like a tap. I think I saw a little movement there. Close look, see if you can see that. Oh, I had it going, come on. There she goes. Turning. She's turning. Oh. Don't rush it. That's the key. As you saw there, I could have torqued down, could have snapped this off, could have gotten patient. Just don't rush it. Okay. Here comes the bolt. There she is. All right. We're gonna go ahead and put the intake back on. Got new gaskets. Now what I like to use, they used silicone before. Unless you've got like some really bad leaks or something, or a real reason for that, I like to just use copper spray gasket. High temp sealant, makes it nice and tacky, works great. Put that up there. This stuff is also my go-to for carburetor rebuilds. Looks awesome. Okay, there's that one. Intake gasket calls for any sealant at all, but because it had silicone on it, I'm gonna take their advice and assume that there's a problem. Some kind, I don't know, maybe not. Oh. Here's our nice, relatively clean aluminum intake. Set it on down there. Like that. That's where I'm going to call this video. As you guys can see, we mostly got her back together, cleaned up. Little rattle can rebuild. We got some chrome valve covers coming. I'm going to take a look at the carbs before they all go back on, probably do progressive linkage. Going to paint those little clamshells, and then we'll start assembling. We've got to paint our pulley for down there, crank pulley. Paint our top pulley here, a fan pulley. I got dual exhaust cast manifolds, which we'll wire wheel those and put some cast looking paint on them. And yeah, home stretch on this thing. We'll get it all buttoned up, wrap it in a plastic bag, tuck it over there until the 54 body is off the chassis, and we'll stick it on. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.